Okay, so now that I've sewn my scraps, we're going to make our grocery bags. Now, I'm using a pattern from the Fabric Patch, and I will link her video to my description. And this is her template, but because I'm using scraps, I actually have an inner layer that I'm going to do as well. So it calls for a 1/2 yard of fabric. So when I sewed up all the scraps, I was just a tad bit short. So I did have some strips from another project. So those are kind of scraps. So I sewed them up the side, matched the color. And then I'm using this really pretty seafoam green as my inner layer. So the pattern calls for us to fold this over one time. So it's folded in half. And then we're going to do that with each of them. Let's move that out the way. And then I've lined this up also. We're going to fold this one. We're going to set these like this, and let's match this up. Let's get these as best as we can. And because there's so much folding and binding and all that good stuff, we're actually going to pin this just to hold it in place, because it doesn't really want to stay, and I want to keep it nice and even. So my bag's just slightly bigger, so I'm going to make a mark right here, just because I'm making mine slightly bigger. I'm not sure why. Maybe because I like to deviate. I don't know. But I am making mine just a slight bit bigger. So I'm putting mine in the center. And then I'm going to make it just a little bit, like I said, I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger. And I think it's just the way my scraps ended up being. I wasn't quite 18 inches, so I added a couple strips that made it a little bit bigger. So no worries, we're just going to go with it. Alright, so super easy. Yes, I am going to cut through this. So we're just going to because I got so much scrap here. I have seams, so it doesn't cut as easily as I think a normal one would. We're going to turn this a little bit so I can cut a little bit easier this way. Let's move that out of the way. Whoops. Like I said, because we have scraps. Okay. So we have these. These papers are trash. I don't know what I'm going to do with those. Then we're going to cut our inner one, our inner lining. This one will be much easier because we didn't have any of those seams to cut through. So I think I might, if I decide to do more of these, I think I might make a harder template. I don't know. We'll see how this turns out. Okay. So, dun, 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 dun. Oops. Whoops. This is our bag. So the way I'm actually going to do this is I'm going to lay this out. And I'm going to lay this over it. And I'm going to sew all along the outside. I'm not going to sew the inside so that I can pull these out. Is what I'm going to do. As soon as I can line this all up. We are going to press this because, like I said, I did an extra step because I wanted to have a second lining.